Last night, a White Dudes for Harris online event raised over $4 million for Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. More than 150,000 people tuned in for the event. It scares me, but it includes actors like Jeff Bridges, LinkedIn founder Reid Hoffman, and film director J.J. Abrams. Now, in addition to the $4 million, this event also generated a ton of memes. Now, here to explain the deep science of memology is Logan Hall, digital strategist for Blaze Media, and Peachy Keenan, the author of Domestic Extremists, a practical guide to winning the culture war. Peachy, let's start with you because this event had so many memes. It raised like as many memes as it did dollars. So why did the internet love White Dudes for Harris?
Well, I think it started from the first shot of the guy, the white dude. I think he was a dude. Honestly, I'm not sure what gender these people were. He had a ponytail. He was extremely soft-spoken. I mean, I have more testosterone than all of the men on that show combined. It was more like white castrati for Kamala. Brought to you by Cialis and Viagra. I mean, it was really kind of embarrassing. I feel bad for them.
Logan?
Yeah,
Jump in.
I watched this thing as well, and it was pathetic. I mean, it was really, really embarrassing. These guys just groveling about all of how they're kind of the mediocre white guys of the Democratic Party, but they are supporting Harris now. And there was some activism about abortion, and then they had the Lord of the Rings guy on there who said that, men just need to get together and talk about their feelings more. And it's like, guys, you played in the movie The Lord of the Rings, okay? If you were to go up to the orcs and start talking to them about your feelings, how do you think that's going to work out for you? It was not good, but it provided some quality Monday entertainment for everyone, all the conservative memers.
All right, let's start jumping in to some of the memes themselves, because one of the biggest memes that we've seen over the last week is that J.D. Vance is a weirdo. Logan, can you explain for us?
Yeah, so this is one of the big leftist narratives this week. They've kind of run out of strategies after we had our awesome news cycle with Trump narrowly avoiding assassination. This is what they have pivoted to with the newly revamped Kamala Harris campaign. So they are calling J.D. Vance weird. And right there you see on the screen, this is some right wingers are leaning into this and saying, yeah, I'm a little weird. They're kind of putting a Radiohead song called Creep on this image of J.D. Vance looking like an emo. So this was one of the best. Matt sent me this morning, and we both had a good laugh about this. But
Peachy, please jump in here.
Yeah, it's very funny. I mean, I think that, normal straight white men are in such short supply that they actually are weird. Like if you see one in the wild, like it is a little bit shocking. So, I mean, I think leaning into weird is funny, but it's as someone I know told me that us even acknowledging like worrying about like the weird meme is like a high school quarterback being worried that the girl he's ignored all through high school thinks he's weird. Our best reaction to this is just sort of to like totally ignore it and laugh at it. It's very very female. It's very feminine.
I think this next one is the J.D. Vance as the Joker. I think this one's actually pretty cool.
That's a really quality one I found this morning as well. And that's with the Joker quote, I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you weirder. And that's kind of like the Joker moment in The Dark Knight and Batman. So that's where that meme came from. That's one of the really good ones. There were a lot of these going around recently. And also there were some really good ones showing like Democrats at these drag shows and all the other weird stuff that they do and kind of, trying to turn the narrative on them.
So just to put a pin in this one, it's interesting that the one approach on the right has been, actually, you're weird, which is true. But I like the jujitsu here, which is, oh yeah, I'm weird. And I'm also heterosexual weird, which actually makes me a rock star. But ultimately, I do think Peachy is right. Like I like these a lot. But I think the real reply is there's not even a reason to respond to this. If they want to call him weird, that's fine. But what is weird and is interesting is this going back to the white males for Kamala, which, by the way, I'm waiting for. Of course, that means we can have a white males for Trump event soon. I'm sure no one
it'll go over the exact same way, you guys. It'll be fine. Don't worry.
Totally fine.
Yeah, I think the one of the key points here too is that there are two different there is a good type of weird and a bad type of weird. And when we say weird, we're talking about people who on the left who look like freaks. And when they say weird, they're talking about like normal people with regular families and jobs, and that's their idea.
Yeah, to that point and to what Peachy has been saying this whole time, when libs say weird, it's a girly way of expressing generic social disapproval. When conservatives say weird, it means they sense someone might be a child molester. Peachy, do you want to touch that one first?
Yeah, it's very female. I was thinking watching the white dudes thing is that the only men that liberals like and approve of are guys who pee sitting down. If you do that, that's not weird. But a man who's actually just like being a actual dude, that's very weird. And I think it's weird to them. I think what they really mean is it's threatening. Like they don't know what to do if you're a man and you're not questioning your sexuality or your masculinity. That is very threatening, I think, to male feminists. And as we know, and I tweeted this yesterday, male feminists have much higher rates of erectile dysfunction, and it's been documented in like medical studies, and because they are like unsure of their own gender. So, who's the weird ones here?
To Peachy's point, I would also like to say that this whole news cycle has just showed us what the 2024 election is going to be about, and it's it's Kamala's girl bosses versus Republican men largely, and so that's what the divide really is going to come down to.
Now, earlier today on the show, Chris Bedford was saying that Kamala's team is too online. He believes. Peachy, do you think that that's true? That it doesn't actually resonate with the regulars, the normies out there yet?
Yeah, I do think that's true. I think we're in this sort of like summertime lull. She's having her honeymoon. It's sort of the week between the conventions. I think a lot of this is going to change when they actually get to their convention, which is, I think, the week after next, after the Olympics. And then they're going to actually have to showcase like all the real weirdos in their coalition. I think it's just going to be like, an onstage pride parade. I can't wait for them to finally reveal like who the actual weirdos are. People used to say Democrats are the real racists, but I do think it is clear and obvious that liberals are the actual freaks in this country. And in terms of the girl boss thing, I think Kamala is the sort of final boss of girl bosses. I've tweeted this before too. This is the Longhouse election. Logan is absolutely right about that. And it does come down to girls versus boys, I guess, in a sense.
And Logan, we've long known the left can't meme.
They cannot, sadly. They can produce a lot of walls of text. Any leftist meme that you see, it will take you about an hour to read to get through all of it to actually understand the point. Ours is just kind of like a funny picture or a quick 2 words. That's what most of ours are kind of like instant. They hit at something guttural, right? It's just you automatically recognize it. For leftists, they have to explain their humor because they're not actually very funny.
Can I just say real quick, this block has been one of my finest achievements of my life. I only regret that we didn't get to Donald Trump Jr. posting they should give it a more fitting name like Cucks for Kamala and explain what that means. Nice. But there's always next time.